Hey YouTube, good day. How's everybody doing? Thanks for checking in at the channel. Thanks for coming by, dropping by, checking out the video. Coming to you once again out on a walkabout. This is primarily a test of my mic to see if it works as well in the wind as I want it to. Work on the audio quality. I was having issues over the weekend. I'm not sure if it's the phone or the mic or what. So this might be a complete waste of time. It might not come out at all. I don't know. But the discussion topic for the day, how to phrase it. How do I phrase this? When it comes to SHTF and preparing for it, often it's your mental mindset that is most important in getting through those things and in preparing for them and being ready and everything like that. Your mental mindset is primary in dealing with a lot of that and in being ready for it. But it's my thoughts is, are you living your dream and preparing for SHTF? Are you living the dream? Or are you just, I don't know, meddling through it? You know, just kind of feeling your way through it maybe? Go out and live the dream. When it comes to preparing, when it comes to prepping, live the dream. You know, talk about living the dream and getting the $1 million house. Live the dream. Get your garden in. There's still time to plant fall crops for this year. There's still time to do any number of things that you have on your list of things. I mean, we all have shortfalls that we get into when it comes to preparing. And I think in a lot of respects, a lot of us might let that limit us or mentally get us down, mentally put us in a place where we really don't want to do much more except where we're at, kind of say, well, I'm better than 90% of the people, so why would I move forward? Because really, if you're preparing in any great haste, you're probably ahead of 90% out there, you know. You are not behind the power curve in any stretch. But we might get ourselves here on YouTube caught up in all the videos we see of all the stuff and preparations people have and the capabilities they have, the lush gardens they have, the great resources they have or put in place or they've worked on, and they're always putting something out, always getting something done. One of those channels, if you haven't seen it, is Homestead Tessie. It's like every day, like, wow. I mean, it's like she never rests. I mean, I don't know how she does it, but it's always something homestead related. It's always advancing the ball. And it's really great because you're like, it's a source of motivation, or use it that way. Some people see that and they take a step back and like, well, I can't get that, I can't do that, so I'm just going to stay where I'm at and not advance the ball, if you will. Don't look at it. Stay positive. Keep that mental outlook positive. Live your dream. Live the dream of being prepared and knowing that you're advancing something that's profitable in real terms, not in monetary terms, of course, but in real terms of wealth, knowledge, and everything else that goes with that, just in preparation of being with having your family and everything prepared as best as possible, and that safety that you get from that understanding. Granted, to a certain degree, you can be paranoid and be like, well, if I don't get all of this done, then I'm not fully prepared. But again, it's a process. Don't think there's an end game. Embrace the process and live the dream. You know, and I was thinking about this video. You know, I made a video a couple years ago when I first moved on to the new property, and I was like, look how far I've progressed. You go back to some of the old videos, and it was just real basic, you know, real small thing, a few containers for a garden that we'd got done. You know, it wasn't much, but do what you can do. That's living the dream, embracing the process. Now I got more animals than I know what to do with, and in some degrees that's more concerning in a lot of ways of putting too many eggs in one basket maybe. But I also know that those preparations, animals, and food can be used to help others in the long run, or even in the short term. And think about it like that. Live the dream of, don't dream of being super prepper, I guess, but dream of being content and satisfied. And look at what Tony's doing, making a move on some land, gonna do what he's gonna do. It's not gonna be instantaneous. It's not gonna be like overnight he's gonna have this huge compound and this big garden and everything. It's gonna take a process. And you gotta embrace that because you're living the dream. And that positive mindset, I think, is gonna get most of us through the tough times. And I think that's what you need to get through the tough times. Granted, a plan of really knowing what you want can go a long way. And even if you haven't done everything right, potentially come out the other side okay. Even if you did everything perfectly, you may not come out the other side okay. But you did what you had. You did what you could when you could, and that's very important in that mindset, I think. I'm just watching Tony go through his process has got me thinking about this a little bit, and how he's had so many frustrations and, you know, opportunities that didn't work out for whatever reason, but continue to advance that ball. Sorry for the football analogy. It's almost football season, so it's on the brain, I guess. But continue to advance those goals and adjust those goals as necessary. Maybe the dream tweaks a little bit based upon reality, but you put it out there. Get after it. We know SHTF is a likelihood in some form or fashion in your lifetime. So knowing that is out there, live your life and live these goals and everything to get that, accomplish those objectives, to be prepared, and so that it'll have less of an impact later. You know, I hope that makes sense. It's meant to be a motivational video. It's a great view and everything, and I really haven't been out here in a while, and I'm really, again, kind of testing the mic out to see how it does in the wind. So I might have to voice over this whole thing depending on how that comes out. But I hope that makes sense to everybody. Anybody who comes across it. You have visions of all kinds of other goals in life. Make your preparations part of that dream of that's helping in life as a whole. So at some point, preparedness and your life goals are all intertwined and inseparable, really. If that makes sense, I think that makes sense, right? They should be inseparable. Otherwise, you're not doing it for the right reasons, potentially. Probably not. You're just you're doing a separate. You can't do two separate paths, because at some point they're going to diverge. No two straight lines, no parallel straight lines. They eventually cross at some point, right? Isn't that math somewhere or something? that happens. So something to think about, YouTube. Again, be motivated about it. There's times we all get a little discouraged. Like I said, plant failures, I was talking about it this weekend. Our corn is not working out the way we expected or wanted in particular. But embrace the process. Embrace the knowledge and the understanding you gain, and move on to the next thing, you know, and live the dream. Because you are living the dream. You're doing what only a small percentage of the population is capable of understanding or focusing on, and knowing the necessity of. So use that for your motivation, I guess. And in some respects, we all want to be there for some of those people, because we know many of them who are not prepared, that we would like to help come out the other side, because they're generally decent people. They just don't have the mental understanding, knowledge to put all that together. So I hope that is motivating for somebody. And thanks to Tony for continuing his work and living his dream, his escape from Vegas project, as he kind of called it this weekend. His escape from Las Vegas and the situation down there. And he's living it. He's getting it done, doing what he thinks is the right thing to do, and you secure the land, and then it's the process that comes after that. It's part of the dream, you know. It's part of, yeah, it is. It's very, at this point, all possibilities are still open, right? And there will become points where you have to limit yourself and be like, well, I can't do that, but I can do this, and I have this opportunity, etc., etc. Yeah, my garden can't be a full acre or whatever, you know, audacious dream you have, but I can do this that I didn't think of before, or there's just new opportunity. So that's probably too long-winded for most people, but I want to put some motivation out there. Somebody had commented on the giveaway video that they want to see more. They like the SHTF videos, discussions, you know, the discussions on potential and everything. So this is just a continuation of that. This is just more of that thought process of how do you prepare? What do you look for SHTF? Why? Because it's right in front of us. Look at Venezuela, right? Our prime example number one. And then you look at what's going on even here in our own country. You can see the beginning. We've been in the beginnings of the fractal stages for whatever reasons, whether deliberate or just part of the way civilizations work. Whichever way it's going, it's not looking good. So, some motivation for you today, YouTube. Y'all have a good day. Let's get one more view. It's hard for me to see in that glare on the screen, but it is a nice day. Got some nice fluffy clouds coming today. A little bit of rain yesterday, probably get a little bit today. Hopefully very little lightning would be ideal. So y'all have a good day. Live free.